yes, Clem, our YouTube channel now. I've got my dinner in front of me, but that isn't probably going to be the main focal point of the video. The main focal point of the video. I've got a glass of Pepsi as well. And I'm not wearing my headphones for this one. We have a nice shepherd's pie with a bit of tender stem broccoli, because I love it. But today is actually a very, very important topic that I need to discuss with you guys, as I've alluded to in the past whole week. So, if there's any video that you click on this week, it needs to be this one. So, number one, I'm just going to outline the things I sort of want to talk about. One, I've got a new job. I'll start that in a few weeks' time. Two, what does it mean for the channel? That's very one. Now, bear with me 2 seconds. There we go. I needed to move that forward just a little bit to it's there, so I'm not like having to scoot around the microphone. Yes, one, you guys know that I work at Card Factory. For the past sort of year and a bit, I've been looking at moving into a new job. Because I'm at a point in my life where, I need to start a career. What was meant to be going into like teaching PE ended up me quitting uni, and then I can't teach PE if I haven't got a qualified teacher status, which is known as a QTS. So that couldn't happen. And so I was exploring other avenues of work to go into. Now, initially it was more IT support, computer sort of software and hardware sort of based jobs. Look at this. But it's tough trying to get into that line of work. It actually really is tough. So I started looking at different jobs. Now, I don't want to tell you where I work. I don't specifically want to tell you what I do, just because now that I'm leaving the place where I work, a Card Factory obviously that you guys already know about, it's time for me to try and be a bit more vigilant and private with my own life. Which I think is fair. I'm not a completely private person. I'm quite an open book. But there are elements of growing up and wanting to keep it private. Not necessarily because I think it has to be private. I just think it will more safety rather than anything. Not necessarily safety in terms of like my life or anything like that, but in terms of more security in a way that, like, job security, stuff like that. I don't want to. It's not up to me to decide whether I talk about them, and I don't ever want it to scrutinise anything to do with the work I do or will be doing, sort of thing. If that makes any sense. So I hope you're okay with that. I mean, not like you've got a choice, but because at the end of the day, it's my decision. So I've got a new job. I will be working full-time hours at 42.5 hours a week now. If you guys know, when I'm at Card Factory, my contract was 12 hours. There had been many a time where I'd work well over them 12 hours. And you guys saw that. And I don't think there was many weeks where I actually did 12. Like, even this week when I'm recording this, I'll have done 15 hours, and that's a very quiet week for me. So, that's what's allowed me to get a little bit ahead on videos, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks. But it's not necessarily the job that I want to talk about. Obviously, you guys need to be informed, because like I say, I like to keep as much as I can transparent with you guys. It's more about how it will affect the channel now. I've been doing daily uploads since I can't remember when. Let's go and take a look, shall we? By the way, team of the season has been announced for the Premier League, and it's a corker. It's not as good as I thought it'd be, but there's a player in there that I So, if we go back to, we'll do 50 results a page. We should keep going to the next pages. I think it was mid 2019 when I said I wanted to do daily uploads. Or along those lines. Can I not just skip to a specific page? Anyway. So I've been doing daily uploads for a long time. That can't continue. It can't, no matter how much I try. It just wouldn't work. I have a life outside of YouTube. I have a life outside of work. You know, it wouldn't be fair on Becky or my family if I was to focus on work and then YouTube and that it. It just wouldn't be fair. Second of all, logically thinking, I won't have many hours to record and edit videos. So it might be a case of now when usually I've maybe got a day that I can record and edit, that will be taken up with me spending time with Becky, or spending time with my mum, or spending time with my dad, or my brother, or my friends and my family, you know. So instead it's going to have to be afternoons after work, where I'm going to be strapped for time anyway. You know, it's going to be long hours that I work. So it'll be a case of I'll record one night, maybe edit the night after, and upload for the next day. So 2 to 3 days in terms of putting out a video. Which means when it comes to it, maybe 2 to 3 videos a week. Now, I know that's going to be different and difficult in terms of me adjusting to that, because I've got it in my head I'm putting videos out, you know. So it's going to be a big change for me. I'm not sure, obviously you will recognise the fact that a lot of the videos I currently put out won't get put out. What I'm thinking of doing is keeping my 2 Road to Glory videos, because they get the most views. It would be stupid of me not to try and put them out, or at least one out a week. But again, am I really going to find the time to play a lot of FIFA? I hope so. I hope it's something I can continue doing, because I love playing FIFA. As much as I hate playing FIFA, I love playing FIFA. And I love the Road to Glory. I like the things we do. I enjoy it. But that's something for me where I'm going to have to find out when I start my job. Now, I start my job mid-May. I'm not going to tell you the exact date, and I'm not going to tell you where it is or what I'm doing. But what I will say is that I start at some point mid-May. Now, from that period onwards is when I'm going to find out how many videos I can record in a week, what goes out, and what. So expect sort of mid to the end of May for my videos to change. And like I say, as much as I want to try and plan what will change, how we'll do things, and how things will stay the same, how some things will change, it'll be different. Like, there's only so much planning I can do before I actually know what's happening. It's like, you can prepare as much as you want for a football match. Until you're actually in the game and playing, you can't really plan out everything to a T. So it's going to be something similar to that. Like, come mid-May is when I'm probably going to find out what I can do and what I'm capable of doing. So I expect a bit more information then. So my question to you guys, if you've got this far watching this video, is: 1, if I was to stick to a specific schedule to try and keep me in a rhythm of doing it, what would you guys like to see? Would you like to see an episode of The Road to Glory on a Friday? Maybe a Sunday? Maybe a FIFA Friday? Or Soccer Sunday? No, Soccer Sunday. I can't call it Soccer Sunday, can I? But a day where I can just review everything that comes out in the week in terms of FIFA. Put the content out, because as much as I want to do twice a week, that might be tough, because I might not be here. Like, say I can't record Monday to Friday, other than maybe an episode, or like an afternoon of a little bit, then maybe a Thursday afternoon. Then I've got a Saturday off, because I am still working weekends. That's yet to be sort of not decided, but the actual work schedule itself, I'm going to find out when I start the job. That's part of the induction period. And so there is weekend work, which means I'll maybe have a 1 day off a weekend, maybe half a day off in a week. I don't know how it works exactly, but it's going to be tough, you know. So what would you like to see? Would you like to see a normal video on a Tuesday, FIFA on a Friday, and then something a bit different on a weekend? Part of me thinks that it could actually do the channel a little better, because I might then focus on the actual quality of the video I'm putting out and start properly scrutinising the videos I put out, rather than just thinking there's an idea, do it, put it out, which is what I do. You know, there's some people out there that will put one video out every 2 weeks and it'll be top quality, and I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm just saying one video every 2 weeks and it usually does well because they put the effort and the time into it. Me personally, I don't put all the effort and the time into it, but I get enough content out to appease a lot of different audiences, whether it's football or normal ASMR or FIFA related, whatever. I try my best to get everything out. So, on that, if I maybe try to do 2 to 3 videos a week, obviously my income's going to be hit by this in terms of my YouTube income, obviously. My work income's going to be probably double that of Card Factory. But I'm going to take it less from YouTube. I don't mind too bad, actually. But, again, come maybe a year and a half, 2 years down the line, I'm going to be moving into my own home, which would be a pretty cool video to like do a house tour. That's something I've wanted to do since obviously me and Becky discussed moving into houses and, you know, stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think this video is me saying I'm going to lay off the videos a little bit, give it a month, and there won't be as much content coming out. Obviously, being at uni, being at Card Factory has allowed me to build this sort of community. Not community as such, because I don't really see it as a community. I just see it as I make videos and you guys comment. Some of you guys don't comment nice things, but most of you comment nice things. Unless, you know, it's a specific video that doesn't do well. And you guys don't like it. Anyway, I'm going to look at some comments from today's video. I'm going to give a few people a shout out. So, David Parnell, hello. You wrote hi on my last video. Well, the one that I uploaded tonight. I'm not going to give it. I'm going to stoop so low to actually call this person out. Deborah the assistant, are you watching? For 1 day, right, just to appease me and yourself, change your profile pic to a picture of you. Change your name to your name. And just say hello. You know? Because you literally comment on every fucking video. Every video. So, I just want to see. Yeah. I just want to see whether you'll do it. If not, it just means you're a little pussy, you know. If you do it, I'm going to be perplexed. But, you know, all the regulars on the channel, everyone out there that just subscribes and, well, not just subscribe, but comments and interacts with the channel. Thank you, your support over the years has been great. It almost feels like I'm saying goodbye, and I'm not even saying goodbye now. I'm just sort of moving on from this part-time work, putting everything into YouTube, to putting YouTube on the back burner and going into full-time work. But one thing is definitely a positive. It is a positive, okay? Obviously, everyone at Card Factory knew I did this. You know, we talked about it regularly. It was something that came up in conversation quite a lot. Now, funnily enough, not even funnily enough, like during the whole interview process, I told the people that were interviewing me about my channel because it's a very good thing when you're going into interviews because you've got to be, you've got to work off your own back, you've got to edit, you've got to do stuff yourself, and it does look good during an interview. But B, it's a personal thing. It gives you an insight into my life, which is what they wanted. So, with that, they know about the channel. Now, my branch manager, well, that's going to be my branch manager, she knows of ASMR. She watches a lot of UK YouTube. We had a whole conversation about it. And that is amazing, because it just sort of, not necessarily cleared a bit of ice, or cleared a bit of air, broke a bit of the ice. It just sort of, there was some level of mutual understanding, and I really like that. Obviously, they wanted to know more, so showed them the channel, whatnot, and they seem to enjoy it. They seem to like it. They saw it as like it's a personal thing that not everyone does, but it does take a lot to actually, start a YouTube channel, get it going, stay consistent. So they liked it from that perspective, but they also like the fact that I'm able to just sort of put myself out there and be a bit more confident. So what I'm trying to say is I'm kind of happy that I'm going to a place which is accepting of it. That's the word I'm looking for, because I know many creators out there that work full-time jobs and haven't even told people they have a channel. They have people come up to them at work going, "Oh my god, like I saw you on this video, or I saw you in this article," and they're a bit like, which is completely fine. Like, if you choose not to tell people, I completely understand why, because a lot of people do take it the wrong way. But I'm genuinely happy that I found a job and they're actually quite accepting of it, because it could have gone the complete flip side. They could have gone, "You do what? Nah, mate, you're not right for us." It could have easily have gone that way, but luckily they were quite going, "You know what? I actually quite like that. It's quite cool. It's a bit different." So again, that's just something I wanted to brush on, the fact that these people know that I've got a YouTube channel, what I do, and it shouldn't be a case of me 6 months down the line going, "Sorry guys, work have found out, I've got to delete my account," that sort of thing, which is not, I'd never do that anyway. I'd quit the job before they ever asked me to delete my account. But they're the sort of hypothetical situations that were floating around my brain at the time. Now, I've actually finished my dinner. Look at that, all gone. So I'm probably going to end it there. It was just an update to tell you guys what's going on in my life. It's been a while. It's been an absolute while since I've done a proper updating you guys about me. Usually it's either updates about certain videos, or like, I think the last time I did it was before FIFA came out, when I was like, "We're going to try and get this done, I'm going to get this done, and this is what I can see happening." And obviously the reason, this is something I was going to talk about at the start of the video that I didn't. I was looking a year ago at getting a new job. I had a number of interviews for apprenticeships, and nothing came of that. But I'm quite happy it didn't, because of the whole COVID situation. I know of at least one company that gave me an interview. They had to let all their new apprentices go after a couple of weeks because they went into lockdown and couldn't afford to keep them on. And because they haven't been there for the statutory 3 months, they didn't get paid and stuff like this. So I was quite happy in a sense that I didn't go for it, and I stayed in a job that I'd consider a lot more secure. But again, now we're on the other side of COVID. We're coming out of it. Whether we have another spike is a different thing. But even with a spike, I doubt we'll go into another lockdown, just because of the rate of the vaccines that are coming out. So yeah, it's them sort of things now. I've accepted the job. I've sent off the contract, signing on for them. I've printed off my letter of resignation, and by the time this video goes out, it'll have been handed in and sorted. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Yeah, I think that's a bit of it for me. I'm excited. I'm nervous for the first time in a very long time. Like, I didn't really have time to be nervous for the interviews because of how quickly they came around. You know, I was offered an interview the night before, like one day, and I was in the next day, and I was in for a second interview the day after, and a third interview 2 days after that. So I didn't have time to be nervous for the job or the interview, and it allowed me to go into it with a bit of like, okay, what's this job? How do I do this? What do I do that? Am I good? It didn't give me the time to be nervous about it and start then questioning everything. But I'm excited. It gives me a chance to save up for a deposit on a house, save up for me and go, oh, that's another thing. That is another thing. I have a new car coming. Where you guys know, I don't know if you know actually, but me and my mum share a car. We've shared a car for the past, since before I passed my test, which was 5.5, 6, it'll be 6 years ago. Maybe 7 years ago, something like that. Yeah, 6.5, 7 years ago, because I'm 24 this year. So we've shared a car since then, and we've had different car. Well, no, we've had the same version of car, but we've had obviously newer models. We've gone a completely different car to what we have already had in the past. But we've got a car that's very similar to the one I wanted, and there's a reason for that. It's because we would have gone for the one that I wanted, because Mum also likes the Peugeot 208, which is the car that I said I was probably going to try and get by the end of last year, personally. And then obviously COVID happened, couldn't save up, had to live off, not limited money, but, you know, COVID, you know, I wasn't at work. And so, Mum, without going into too much detail, had to get a new job. She had to take a pay cut, so she couldn't necessarily afford, not her own car, because we pay for the car. And it is technically her car, but, you know, she couldn't afford to help me get my own car. Not that she'd help me get my own car, but pay for this one herself. I don't know, it works, how I'm thinking works. You might not understand it, because she's not going to pay for my car. That's not what I'm thinking, but cover my half of what I'm paying towards the car. There we go. In a sense. However, maybe in a year or two, that will change. Because I want to get my own car within like the next year. It's probably going to be a Peugeot 208. So, we do have a car coming that's very similar. We couldn't get the Peugeot 208 because it's too small for my mum. We've got a Kia Picanto at the minute. That's far too small. And with my mum having arthritis and many other ailments, getting in and out of a smaller car is getting more and more difficult, so we had to go for a bigger car. You will see that on the channel soon. I've planned to do a video. We are due to collect it in maybe a week-ish time. I mean, we ordered it a week ago, and they said give us a fortnight, so maybe a week from me recording this. So probably a few days from when you're watching this video. Anyway, so that will be coming soon. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I think that's all I've got to update you guys. I've got a new job. We're getting a new car. I've saved up a fair bit to move into a house, I'm not going to lie. Like, a fair bit in terms of what I think's a fair bit. Probably not in the grand scheme of getting a mortgage, you know. But, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to leave it there. But big changes coming over the next year or two. The channel will still be here. I'm not going anywhere. There will still be content being put out. I will personally make sure of that because it's my fucking channel, you know. It just won't be as regular. It might not even be a case of a video comes out every Friday. It might be a case of sometimes it's a Wednesday. If I get some type of break, it'll be 2, 3 in a week. Sometimes it'll be 2 in a week. Sometimes it may be 4 times a week, depending on how much time I get to actually do stuff and what rhythm I get into. But with that being said,